Hello class! We've got an extra special lesson for you today. We're going to be looking at DC Universe Classics White Lantern Hal Jordan as part of Wave 17, and he's figure number 6. There we've got the White Lantern Corps emblem. He looks more silver here though than white. And actually he looks more silver and gray than white. He doesn't look white at all. He looks like Silver Surfer. And Silver Surfer is more... Yeah, Silver Surfer is more badass than him. So, there you have it. We're done. No, I'm just kidding. So there we have him in his package, and we can see some of the other heroes in the background. And hey, there's Hal Jordan as a Green Lantern back there. On the side, we do have a Collect and Connect figure piece, the head and lower torso, which I tend to refer to as the head and crotch of whatever it is we're building. Some extra labels to make sure we've got the French there. There we've got Hal Jordan, prominently displaying his white power ring. And our biography on him. Hal Jordan has faced countless foes, but not even the might of the entire Green Lantern Corps could prevent the Blackest Night. Dun dun dun. Anyways, under siege by Nekron, the white entity bestowed its power upon Hal Jordan, who used it to free heroes like Superman and Green Arrow from Nekron's control. Together, supercharged by the white light, that sounds like Moonlight Night from that show. Anyways, they formed a White Lantern Corps and charged headlong into the final battle against Nekron's forces of death. I read Blackest Night and I don't remember that. I'm not saying it didn't happen, I just don't remember it. Guess it wasn't that compelling. Anyways, his first appearance as the White Lantern was Blackest Night number 8. His real name is Hal Jordan. He's a captain, fighter pilot of the U.S. Air Force. His base of operations is Coast City. Wasn't part of the thing with Coast City and the Blackest Night is that when all the people got killed there, they all were resurrected as Black Lanterns? One of the reasons why there were so many of them. Anyways. Special abilities. Through the white power ring, Hal wields the power of life itself. What the hell does that even mean? Like, that doesn't say what he does. It's more of a description of how he does it. It doesn't tell us what the abilities are. What does this power of life do? It's like saying, using the power of this memory card, I record data gathered from light. Stupid. Bothers me. Does he form energy contracts? Does he just pew pew pew? Does he fart in their general direction? Ugh. No, these are not special abilities. How about put skilled fighter pilot? Ugh. Anyways, other figures from this wave. Wonder Woman, Scarecrow, The Flash, The Atom, The Lex Luthor, and there's also a Black Lantern, Hal Jordan, with a big white emblem. And again, you get pieces to build the Anti-Monitor, who I guess was a big deal back in, what, the 80s? I don't know a whole lot about him, but I guess we'll look more, because eventually we'll put this together. So anyways, that's our in-package look at White Lantern Hal Jordan, or maybe we'll say Gray Lantern Hal Jordan. His power is fueled by boredom. We'll be back in a second. Alright, here we have a look at our White Lantern Hal Jordan, which I think he did kind of do at the end of Darkest Night. I don't really remember. I remember afterwards there was a white power battery that nobody could lift, and that's about as far as I got. Then I got bored and I quit. But anyways, there we can see the figure. In terms of the color, and because the light is shining actually pretty bright on this thing, it's hard to tell, but there's actually very little white on this figure at all. The logo is white. There, we can see it a little bit better now. But the rest of him is gray and silver with some black lining. And I just, like, and different shades of, well, I guess it's silver over here, but there's silver and then there's gray. So he's, you know, the Gray Lantern. His power is boring. I just don't know what else to say about that. I'm not gonna like this figure, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't understand why they couldn't have made it more white. Now, I don't remember how he looked in the comic books as a White Lantern, and I imagine they used gray and whatnot as the highlights. But honestly, a White Lantern should have a lot of white on him, I would think. And to me, just making it gray is just a half-assed attempt at it. And additionally, I don't know how well the camera's going to show it, but a lot of the gray bits here on the shoulders, he's got some on the chest, on the back even, it just looks dirty, like it's been rolled in the dirt a little bit, and I don't know if that'll come off or not. There's flecks of silver on his back too. which probably is chipped off of the figure and from other places, but it just looks dirty. Like, it just, you know, he had a white costume, he rolled in the dirt, and now it's kind of grayish. It's just, eh. We can see we've got the white ring, the one ring, whatever, of power there on his hand, which I guess is good, because that's what he should have. The legs are largely silver. Like, this is almost a Silver Surfer figure, for Christ's sakes. And again, there's gray along the boots, which just, to me, looks dirty. And the fact that, I don't know if it's something they do on purpose, but with some of the lighter colors, they'll kind of have a sprayed on or dry, I don't want to say, but, you know, I don't know how to describe it. A little bit of tinge of a darker color, maybe to give it texture, but it just looks dirty. And when I first saw him as the White Lantern, I thought, wow, you know, white, bright, etc. And this figure just doesn't get that done. The other thing I like to point out with the paint is that, again, seems like this is a problem with a lot of the wave. It seems sloppy in places. This little bit that comes down on his lower torso here, I don't think it's even, and we can see that one line carries too far than the other, which is moderately annoying. And I think the thing about the paint that bugs me probably the most is that if we look at his boots, one boot goes higher than the other one. And maybe if we stand his legs a little bit further apart, it's not as noticeable. But once I saw that, I couldn't unsee it, and it bugs the shit out of me. One boot is higher than the other. And things that are not symmetrical, I'm all about symmetry and stuff, and things that are supposed to be symmetrical and aren't bug the crap out of me. He doesn't come with a White Lantern battery, which is very disappointing. I think he should have come with one, especially since his hand is there looking like he wants to hold on to one. And actually, one of the gripes about the wave, which I'll bring up now, is that there should be constructs of some kind. And I don't even know if he used a construct. If we remember from the description, his powers, he uses the ring to channel the force of life or some bullshit like that. Okay. So maybe he didn't use a construct, but I don't know. They could have done something. Give him a battery or a construct or something. And his face, while he has more character to his face than the Lex Luthor does from this wave, it looks pretty, I don't even want to say pissed. He looks like he needs to pee really bad, and he's just trying to hold it all in. Like, he just, I don't know, the teeth and the, I'm just not loving it. I think they could have done a stern, angry face that's not quite as rage looking, because he just does look seriously pissed there, and I'm not sure if he should at this point. I'm not terribly thrilled with that. His hair, you know, they did a good job on his hair. It's sculpted pretty well for, you know, hair. Yeah. For the articulation for this figure, you know what? Clearly no ground broken here. The head goes around. Arm rotates, goes up and down. We can rotate there at the bicep. There's a bend there for the elbow. The hand rotates at the wrist. We've got that joint here for looking up and down. He does rotate all the way around at the waist and at the hips, forwards, backwards a little bit, and out to the side. The leg rotates there at the thigh. We have a bend at the knee, and the ankle goes back and forth. I mean, it really is, and I know this is, again, typical of DCUC figures. It really is just a different paint job for a DCUC figure with a ring on that hand, and then the head is slightly different. And I'm wondering if the hand is going to be different than Flash's hand. So we'll grab Flash. Which is funny because I know Flash is largely just a DCUC figure with a few add-ons, but for whatever reason I like it better than the White Lantern one. Am I being a hypocrite? Probably. I don't care. Yeah, look, well, how well can we see that there, class? Looks pretty much the same to me. And how come all of them wear their ring on their middle finger? Like, it's just so you can do really cool things when you flip people off? Get out of the way. I don't know. Not a lot, and when you consider the fact that there's not a lot of inspiration in the mold, it's basically just a DCUC figure painted silver and gray. The head is not bad, I just don't really like the look on the face. The paint job is questionable in some places. It's just kind of uninspired to me. He does come with one accessory, or I guess kind of two. We've got the lower torso, or the crotch, of Anti-Monitor. It's got a kind of a soft plastic piece here, and we'll put some legs in there, which I guess is okay. And we've got a head of anti-monitor, and what the hell is up? It looks like a kind of a creepy-ass looking jack-o'-lantern or something. And I don't know if that's supposed to be his lips or his teeth, but they look kind of creepy, and I don't know what that shit is going on in the inside there. But actually, the head on this thing has better detail than the head on that thing over there, which I guess makes sense, it's bigger. But we'll deal with that more in a little bit. If I were to give this Green Lantern a grade, I think, you know what, I think it may even be generous to give it a C-. It's just about into the real crap level. And the reasons that it's graded as low as it is, so again, DCUC figure, just generic mold, which again, I know can be said for a lot of them. The color scheme really bugs me, the face is not particularly good, and that head does not move very well. I've really had to try to work it in there. I think what really does it for me, though, is the coloring. I don't like the fact, I guess the silver would have been okay, but for Christ's sakes, use white instead of gray. It just looks dirty. It just looks half-assed. I don't know. Now, granted, a white figure would have shown dirt and stuff a lot more, but it just seems kind of crappy. And if you're doing the whole Tommy thing from Power Rangers, at least they could have made him actually white instead of gray and silver. Look it up. So, I think that is going to be our lesson on, whoa, DC Universe Classics White Lantern Hal Jordan. Sorry, totally unimpressed. But thank you very much, and class is dismissed.